Good evening and welcome to another Monday Night Live at Cafe Gratitude. Thank you. Tonight's guest is Cecilia Benjumea-Kinzie. So tonight, Cecilia Benjumea-Kinzie, someone that I met kind of right when you moved into town, just briefly. We didn't get to know each other very well until the last couple of years. She got into the raw food world because of a chronic fatigue situation and miraculously had one of those incredible turnaround healings with raw food. Now she's a chef and an educator, and I like to say an author. She's got some incredible handbooks and ebooks available on her website, and she's also the hostess of, I think, the best, don't watch, John, of the best Northern California potluck for raw foods. She's the hostess of the Petaluma Raw Potluck, and it's the first Friday of every month. And she's here tonight. She was here last year talking about her healing with chronic fatigue, but tonight she's talking about, oh, I love this topic, how to be raw in the real world, fitting the raw lifestyle into your busy life. Let's welcome Cecilia.
Thanks, Shea. How's everybody doing tonight?
Yay!
Well, I'm really happy to be here. Shea already mentioned that I got into raw foods about 8.5 years ago. I had a really bad case of chronic fatigue syndrome, and I was looking for a cure, and I discovered raw foods, and I was able to heal myself from chronic fatigue syndrome and a bunch of other things. I lost weight, and actually my asthma went away, which was really cool. And so ever since, it's been my mission to teach people about raw foods. And my approach is, I would say I'm like the simple and easy raw food person. You know, I don't like to spend a lot of time in the kitchen making complicated raw food recipes. And so I try to simplify things for people, make things a little bit easier. Now, just to forewarn you, the raw food lifestyle does require some effort. Unless you have an on-call raw chef, which I don't know if many of you do. I wish I had one. But it does require some effort. But hopefully today I'm going to give you some tips to make it just a little bit easier. And before I get started, I just kind of wanted to throw it out there to the audience. I wanted to just ask people, you know, what are some of the challenges that they're having with a raw lifestyle or a high raw lifestyle, or even just eating, you know, more healthy, more whole foods, more natural foods. So I'm going to go ahead and ask that question. If you want to share, please raise your hand, and I'll try to incorporate it into my talk. So think about, or is it everybody doing perfectly 100% raw, no problems? Wow. No? People are shaking their head no? So give me some feedback. What kind of problems are you running into? Yes? Family. So social situations. And can you elaborate just a little bit?
Well, we bring what we want to eat. There's an awful lot of other things around there. It's not real comfortable anymore seeing meat being grilled on the barbecue, for instance.
Okay.
It's not appealing. It's not.
So she was saying that she'll bring what she wants to eat to a family gathering, but it's tough sometimes when people are barbecuing, and it just becomes like an awkward situation. Okay, thank you for sharing. Does anybody else want to share? In the back, in the blue? Children. Okay. And just getting them to eat raw foods, or planning meals for them?
Yeah, like it's hard to pack a lunch because it's not going to be really.
It's hard to pack a lunch for your kids. Okay.
Because it's not even, it's more like it's a family thing too. It's planning.
Planning. Okay. We'll definitely cover planning. Yes.
But I guess this falls under that, but just having the time to prepare things when you're working full time.
Having the time to prepare things when you're working full time. Yes, we'll definitely cover that, and I'll give you some good tips. Yes, in the black. Wait, there's two people in black. In the back of the room. Hunger. So feeling full. Yeah, you're having trouble feeling full and satisfied on the raw food diet. You get hungry often.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Yes?
Getting enough protein.
Yeah.
Getting enough protein? Okay, that's a good one.
Just what's it like? So you go, what am I gonna eat?
What am I going to eat? So thinking up of
Yeah.
creative recipe ideas, or
Salad 24/7.
getting bored of eating salad 24/7. Okay, these are some good ones. Anyone else in the green?
What to do when you travel.
What to do when you travel. Okay. We'll try to cover all of them. If I miss one, please ask me at the end of the talk. So, all right. Well, let's get started. I guess the first thing I want to talk about is commitment. Commitment. To make the raw food lifestyle easier, it really does take a level of commitment on your part. And I'm not talking about committing to being, necessarily 100% raw 100% of the time, but committing to doing as much raw as you can, whether that be 80% or 50%. And like what I always tell people is just commit to a percentage of how much raw you would like to add to your diet, whatever it may be. I mean, 1% is definitely better than 0%. And just commit to it 100%. If you say to yourself, I'm going to eat 2 raw meals a day, or I'm going to eat 1, green smoothie a day, do it every day. And that really helps, because there are going to be a lot of challenges. I mean, definitely family situations, social situations, just, society's influence. And unless you're committed to it within yourself, it's going to be really easy to fail. So that's the first thing, is just commit to it. And I think what happens is that most people aren't willing to commit to it, because I think a lot of people deep down don't really think that changing their diet is going to make a big difference. I mean, we hear all the time about it's genetic, or it runs in my family, or there's nothing I can do about it. And what I've noticed in my own experience, and also from the wonderful emails that I get on a daily basis, is that changing your diet, especially to a high raw food diet, can make a huge difference. I mean, I get emails literally at least once a week. They tell me, I can't believe it, I've had migraines for 10 years. I've been raw for 2 months, they're gone. I've had arthritis for 10 years. I've been raw for a few months. I'm not in pain anymore. It's unbelievable. I've seen people, I mean, obviously there's the obvious things like, losing weight, of course, but also just even depression, people healing from depression without counseling, just by changing their diet. So, and in my experience, I mean, I feel like I had a complete transformation, just energy-wise, even spiritually. I just feel like such a much more, open and in tune person, and I owe it all to just changing my diet. And the only way you're going to find out if raw foods can have a great benefit in your life is to try it out and to commit to it, and yes, it does take a little bit more effort, and it does take a little bit more planning, but I kind of see it like this. It's like this much effort for this much gain. Kind of hard with a mic, but you get what I mean. This much. So it could be worth just that little extra effort, spending a little bit more time in the kitchen, not just kind of planning what you're going to eat, during the day, or being prepared for family situations, or even dealing with people teasing you, coworkers or family, teasing you. Yeah, there are going to be some things that are going to make you feel a little bit uncomfortable sometimes, and it is going to be a little bit more work. But wow, what a payoff. I mean, can you imagine just feeling so amazing? I mean, getting up with just waking up and having energy. I mean, healing yourself from maybe things that you've had for years. A lot of people are interested in raw foods because of longevity. They want to live longer, but I don't think it's just about that. It's also about the quality of your life, And, I'm going to be using the word raw a lot, but I'm not necessarily saying 100% raw. You know, I'm talking more about a high